Hey, my name is Brian. We're at Castaway Fly Shop. We're going to be doing a Loop Army Fly of the Month. This month we've got a just a conehead bunny streamer. We've been using them a lot of different places. They seem to work pretty well. Lots of different colors here. Got black and red, olive, natural color. Imitate anything from any sort of small fish to sculpins to leeches. Who really knows, but they work, so we like it. We're going to start out with the hook we're using is a TMCO 9395 number 4 with a large cone. Got our cone in there. I'm going to be using a 6/0 gray thread. Thread color doesn't matter all that much. It's going to be hidden when you tie it. So go ahead and start our thread. Take it all the way back to right about the barb of the hook. We use white Maribou here for this fly. Tie in the Maribou before the bunny. A lot of times it helps that bunny from getting wrapped up around the hook. So strip off some of the stuff we don't need. Size it to the length of the hook shank. Start out with a couple soft loops. We get it in position. If you get it too long, you can always come in here and pull some of it out. We're going to take our thread all the way back to that point where we tied the Maribou. Next step's with our bunny strip. We're using, see, this is just a medium Zonker strip. And like I was saying, it's a silver gray. So we want to separate the hair here where we're going to tie it in. Wet my fingers a little bit, and that seems to help hold it back. That way we can tie it in right on the hide. Start out with a soft wrap. Hold some of that stuff out of the way there. And as you go, make sure and cinch it down nice and tight. Don't want that thing to twist or end up on the side of the fly. We're going to end up wrapping this up around the hook shank, so the more secure you can get it, the less chances of it twisting around and following the rest of the rabbit strip is going to be. Bring that all the way back up to where we want to stop the bunny. Now we just get that hide to turn. Start wrapping the strip around the hook shank. Make sure you don't overlap the hide. We don't want to mat any of this bunny fur down. We want it to stand out. Next step is I'm going to use these large grizzly legs. I've got gray. You can use white and black barred, or really any kind you want that you think look good with the fly. This is all I got right now, so that's what I'm using. I just folded it and cut it into 2 pieces here. And I want to do 2 legs on each side, so what I'm going to do is going to fold this rubber leg around my thread and hold it down the side of the fly as I tie it in. Kind of mimic fins or the line on the side of the fish. Same thing on the other side. Hold it in there. And I want to pull those legs down the side of the fly. Tie it down. Now we're going to take a blood midge red Schlappen. I'm going to stroke these fibers down because I want to make sure I don't have fibers that are too long we're going to do a head on this fly and we don't want these to stick out too far. So I've selected a nice little section there, enough. It's going to give us 2 or 3 wraps. I'm going to tie it in by the tip, cut the stuff I don't want off. I'm going to go ahead and tie that in right at the end of the bunny there. Get your hackle pliers. As I tie this in, I'm keeping those fibers facing back, so just kind of give it a good stroke backwards. Make sure you don't catch all the fibers and overlap them, you get them looped. Get my thread back up there, tie that in. We're using these to mimic, you know, the gill rakers, or make it look like it's bleeding out of the gills. Or what I'm going to do is come to the top of the fly here. I'm going to cut these off because I don't want it to go all the way around the fly. Now to finish the fly, we're going to use cross-cut chinchilla. Just got a really cool pattern to it. And I'm going to use a technique that was taught to me by a friend from Denmark. To my first finger and my second finger, I want to trim the hide off of the fur, or the fur off of the hide, whichever. Keeping that fur in my fingers just like that. What we're going to do is make a dubbing loop with your thread and bring that thread all the way back to the cone. My chinchilla between my fingers here, got my dubbing loop. I want to hold the dubbing loop open, slide that chinchilla in there, and then I'm going to close the dubbing loop with my other fingers. Take it off my hand here. We want to pull this stuff out just far enough so just the butts are stuck in the dubbing loop there. We don't want too much back there, but enough that when we start to twist this, it's going to hold that fur. So I'm going to pinch it. Got a dubbing loop twister here. You can use your whip finish, you can use hackle pliers. And I start twisting this thread before I let go of it. And then when I let go of it, it'll start to twist all on its own. And just keep twisting it up. So we're going to twist this up. Well, we got it all twisted up. We're just going to wrap it in just like a hackle kind of. And as we wrap it in, we want to make sure and pull some of these fibers back. We don't want to overlap the fibers and mat it down. We want it to stick out. Tie that off, cut it, wet the fingers a little bit and get that hair pulled back out of our way. We got it bound down nice and tight. Come in with our whip finish. I like using 2 whip finishes, that way I don't have to use glue. And that's pretty much it. Come in and trim your legs back just a little bit if you need to. It's not always necessary, but that's it.